Bruce Korn of TLS Geothermics. Trenton and I are here at the Stanford Geothermal Workshop, partway through the workshop, and we're just going to have a bit of a conversation today about the past, the present, and the future of geothermal, reflecting Trenton's experience. So I'll have you introduce yourself.
Yeah, my name is Trenton Cladouhos. I'm a geologist. I actually went to school here at Stanford and graduated in 1988. So it's great to be back here at Stanford. I come to this conference. This is the 49th conference for Stanford Geothermal Workshop, and I've been coming to them since 2008. So I've been to quite a few of them. So I grew up in Montana, hiking and climbing in Glacier Park. And I always wanted to just understand why the mountains were there. And then after Stanford, I went to Cornell University and studied structural geology in the Andes. I wasn't working in geothermal. I was working at an internet startup in 2008, living in Seattle. And I heard about this company, Quaise Energy, who was looking for a structural geologist. And they were writing a proposal to do work at the Geysers geothermal field, which is just north of here in Napa Valley. So I helped them write a proposal to do an enhanced geothermal system demonstration project in the southern geysers. That proposal got funded, and then they hired me. So I was working with Susan Petty, who's a well-known pioneer in geothermal. So we first worked in the geysers, and then in 2010 we wrote a proposal to work at Newberry Volcano near Bend, Oregon. And worked on that project for about 5 years, doing, again, an EGS demonstration project. And, you know, back then, that was kind of the first EGS boom in geothermal. A lot of money coming in, a lot of people really interested in EGS. So it was just an exciting time. And now, forward to now, it's that same feeling again, which is great. There was a little bit of a lull there for a while, but it's back to that, you know, excitement that geothermal can really solve a lot of problems in renewable energy. Partly during that lull, I went to a conventional geothermal company, Quaise Energy, and kind of saw the geothermal world from the conventional side. And there's a lot of really interesting problems to work on there in conventional geothermal projects. But a year ago, I left CERC to get back in because I could see this new wave of investment coming through. There's Fervo Energy has been making a lot of progress. The Forge in Utah, and now there's new funding for what I'm really the most passionate about, which is super hot rock EGS. And so, just today we were notified that the project we proposed on in June has been funded by the DOE. So that's a 3 or 4 year project that we're going to start on in just probably 3 months.
Let's reflect past, present, and future. Your personal reflections since you began in this industry in 2008, and there have been, I think, enormous changes in that time. So if you don't mind, take a minute to reflect on your experience in the industry.
Well, geothermal's, been this real small, kind of a small player. So there's a lot of room for growth. And that goes from, direct use. And I do think that every aspect of geothermal has room to grow and provide value. So there's direct use projects. So we're just using the hot water, directly to heat buildings. There's conventional geothermal, like I worked on at Quaise Energy, so generating power from naturally convecting systems. There's EGS like Fervo's doing, so at say 200 degrees Celsius. My claim has been, for the last say 6 years when I first proposed it, is that super hot EGS is really the only way to really get the cost for geothermal down. Because if you're and super hot is producing fluids over 375 degrees C or 700 degrees F. And so now you can start to, individual wells can have 20 to 30 megawatts per well. A typical windmill might be 2 to 3 megawatts, but it's only on 30% of the time, right? So one geothermal well can produce as much as 10 windmills in just one small footprint. So there's a real chance to kind of change the capabilities of geothermal. So I'm working on super hot EGS now, and I think there have been estimates that globally half the electricity can be provided by super hot rock EGS. That's a extremely bold prediction, but it just gives you an idea of how big the resource is potentially. I just joined a company, Quaise Energy, and their technology is called millimeter wave drilling, and it's basically using millimeter waves. You use a gyrotron to create this energy, send it down a waveguide to melt rock, and then that rock recrystallizes, becomes dust, and you blow it out of the hole. So the idea is that you can drill to 10 or even 20 kilometers economically. That technology is still under development, right? So my first task at Quaise is to go places where we don't need to use millimeter wave drilling, that we can use conventional drilling and still hit these supercritical temperatures. And Newberry Volcano is one of those places we can just drill to 4 kilometers and hit 400 degrees C and figure out how to connect 2 wells in an EGS system to produce power. So the great thing about the process is we can start many places at shallower depths and produce super hot. And then through time, as the millimeter wave technology develops, we can go deeper and deeper. And so start in the west where we have high temperature gradients, but eventually go to the east where we're going to have to go to 10, 15, even 20 kilometers to hit super hot rock. But by that time, we'll have a tool, this millimeter wave drilling, to reach those depths.
Share with me something about how you see people reacting to the possibilities.
So geothermal's been around for over 100 years, right? So the first geothermal plant was in Italy. So generating power with geothermal's been around up at the Geysers. They've been generating power there for over 50 years. But it's kind of been a stealth power generation source. It's not everyone even knows about it. In fact, when I was here at Stanford, I didn't know there was a geothermal power field up there just north of here. And so there is a lot more public awareness, I think, of geothermal, and it goes from geothermal heat pumps to direct use to EGS. So there is, and this is across the population, but also the federal government, the DOE, is supporting geothermal now as well as it ever has. So there's the public support, the government support. Here at this conference, you're starting to see companies like Chevron come in. So major oil companies and service companies are now starting to pay attention, which is great because we need their tools. We need to collaborate with them. We need to learn from them. The other thing is I'm getting calls now from utilities basically saying, can we do geothermal in our area? Can you do a resource assessment? And so that's, I think 10 years ago, that didn't even pop into people's heads, the utility managers, the resource managers. They didn't even think about geothermal. But now through increased awareness, they're thinking about it, at least they're asking that question. Then we've also got a call from Central Washington, an area that hydroelectric dams have provided all the power in Washington State, where I live, in the past. But they're starting to get to the point where they need to diversify. And so they're asking about geothermal resources in their service area.
That never would have happened a few years ago. I think people didn't know anything about geothermal, but now through the successes of some of the companies in the industry, through the efforts by the U.S. government and DOE, there's just a general awareness, and that's probably what I think. Maybe that's one of the newest things.
Solar and wind are very visible. People know those are occurring, and I think the utilities and everyone are starting to realize, well, we can't decarbonize just with solar and wind, and so now there's becoming this awareness that we need other solutions, and geothermal fills that niche perfectly in many ways, because it can both store energy, it can be dispatchable to follow the load when solar and wind can't. And so I think that's another reason the utilities in particular are getting interested in geothermal.
all good to hear. Let's wrap this up. So this has been a nice conversation. Thank you for sitting with us, sitting with me, and having this chat so we can learn more about where geothermal has been, where it's going, and where it is now, and then where it's going. But it seems like there's an upward trend, and it's pretty exciting.
Yeah, it
Thank
is.
you very much for your time today.
It's very exciting. Thank you, Bruce.